Well, what's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? And no intro of my mug on front of the camera this time. I'm taking not a break from Sisters, because I don't really want a break from them, but I've got to do this. And this is my Aliens models. I've got to get them all sorted and painted up and ready for use in my games of Aliens. Another glorious day in the core. Now this of course is the Get Away From How You Bitch expansion. These are the models you get with it. You don't get a lot of models with it, it's true. But the expansion is more primarily for the rules. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to be priming these in this video. That's what I'm going to be doing. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be priming them and yeah, talking through my thoughts on these as well. So first thing I want to do is, well, put this alien queen on a, I mean, to be honest, do I? Yeah, so I'm going to pop her in on this holder. I think that's what I'm going to do. So pop her on there. There. Now I can hold her as I need to. Then just zoom out a little more so you can see that. Right. Now this one's cool. This is Ripley in the loader suit. I really like this one. I think almost worth getting the expansion for this model alone. Brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. And what I have spotted, I don't think what I spotted is a mould line. Oh, I think it is actually. It's part of where it was held on to the sprues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, first of all, if I can cut the detritus off. Now anyway, so here we are on the bench. You know this is the series you put on in the background whilst you hobby or paint along with me. And it's true. This is what we do. Now these videos, I will tell you now, are done a lot in advance. I've got a whole lot to talk about. And I ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? So yeah, so that was fun, just taking off those bits there. I might spot more as I go around the model. By and large though, I think it's all kind of taken care of. Yes, we've got the Alien Queen, we've got Ripley in the loader suit, which is very fun. So I'll just pop her on there. Oh, I need a bit more glue under there. We need some glue. Glue on the foot. How does that work? At least we get the nice sort of smell of plastic glue, which is always good. It's always a danger when you have a big flat base and you've got a model on it and you're pressing down like to go on a holder like this, because the edges kind of lift away from what they're contacting on. Right, the next one, which is cool, is Enraged Ripley. I think it's called Enraged Ripley. I think she's called Enraged Ripley. It's the one where Ripley has got Newt. She's holding on to her and she's got the pulse rifle and the flamethrower taped together. and she's going, you know, trying to get out with her. So let's pop that one on a base. There we go, so that's that one. So I'm realising that I'm just going to try and lift my camera up slightly there. That's better, so you can at least see a bit better. Now the next one is kind of cool because it's Bishop, and since I started playing this game, I've been like, oh, I want to know what Bishop can do and how he interacts, you know. So Bishop, got Bishop, that's really cool. He's not, you know, particularly fancy model or anything, but you know, he's a synthetic, so you know he's going to be easy to paint up. The last one is really cool because it's Bishop after he's been torn in half. See him there. Really cool. I like that a lot. So that's gonna be good. No need to really name him the. I don't think you play that, but maybe if Bishop gets torn in half, you have to replace him with that one, and it's obviously the Alien Queen that does that. Okay, I've got a lot of paints out on my bench at the moment, but that's because, you know, I'm working on my Sisters of Battle, and yeah, I might do some of them. I could put some. I could do with making a bit of a wash for them, really. I might do that. I might, because the Null oil can be pretty expensive when you start using it. But anyway, enough of that. I'm distracting myself here now. So how are you guys? How are you doing? Are you all okay in internet land? I'm doing rather well, because I'm on the precipice of getting a better job. I'm on the edge here now. I've come so far. I don't want to fall at the last hurdle. It's been so hard training alone. I've spent hours training and learning, and I just hope that it all pays off. I've done a lot of stuff, and I still can't. I'm still reluctant to talk about it in case things don't work out. Then because I've done that before, I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm just thinking, I'm not going to. I probably won't prime Ripley in the mech suit this episode because of the glue on the bottom, basically. Unless I get, I'll leave her last anyway. So I'll pop her to one side. I'll start with Bishop in his torn up state. That's what I'm going to do. Now, how do I want to paint you, Bishop? How do I want to paint you? I'll use grey, simple grey. Done a lot of airbrushing today. I've been working on my, let's say, Judge Dredd, but you don't. Well, you would have seen it by now. I have a Judge Dredd bust for my friend that I'm working on. Zoom in a bit there. Yeah, so I have that. Yeah, that I'm working on for my friend. I'm just gonna do up my fleece because chilly. So I've been using my airbrush a lot for that. There we are, that's better. Now, let's put some of this grey primer out here, and I'm just gonna let it settle a bit. bubbles in it. Now I'm going to use a really small brush to start priming him. I know you'll think you're probably crazy, right? But no. I want to eliminate the air bubbles as I go. So the bishop that's been damaged has a heck of a lot more detail than the bishop that hasn't. And I'm sure you understand why, because of all of his innards and whatnot. This primer it's just a light primer. It isn't. I mean, they're airbrush primers, but my airbrush needs a serious clean, which I'm going to have to do before I use it again. And I bet you I forget because I've put it away now. I'll deal with that later. It'll just be a nightmare cleaning thing to do. Next time I'm going to airbrush that, I'll use my Badger airbrush. I'll dig it out and go, oh damn, it needs cleaning. Unless I remember to do it beforehand, I can do a video of me just cleaning my airbrush then, can't I, essentially? But I can still talk to you guys, which is the cool part. So what I'll do is I'll strip my airbrush right down to the basics, and then I'll just clean it. Let's see if I've got any new O-rings. I can replace them whilst it's in bits. Might as well. Now, as I remember, their innards were kind of yellowy whitish, weren't they? Because I mean, what passed for blood was a kind of a white liquid, like a milk. Kind of, yeah, it looked like milk on the screen. Now, I just want to get these air bubbles out. A lot of them will go due to the natural shrinkage that occurs as the paint dries, but not all of them. It's the trouble with hand brushing these lighter primers, you do get a lot of air bubbles. You don't get them when you use them in the airbrush. I mean, they're designed for airbrush, so I wouldn't expect you to. But you do when you hand brush them on. That's just, you don't get it with black though, or really dark grey, which is curious. I think it's curious. Yeah, the natural shrinkage takes care of a lot of these issues. So as it dries, they will just naturally disappear, which is good, which is what you want. Yeah. Bases are super simple on these, just a lead belcher, boom. Because you want it to match the ship, the game tiles of the ship, or wherever they're at, whatever part they're on, and it does that very well. The rims are black as I recall, but I'll just double check, before I come to do that. I think I've got most of the bubbles out here now. Let me know what you're working on, as always, because I like to read that. It's quite a wide variety of things you guys are doing at the moment, which is kind of cool. I kind of roughly know where some of you are with your various projects. Really cool, I like that. Right. Yeah, I think that will be sufficient. I think Natural shrinkage will take care of the rest of this. So I'm going to leave him there. Right, so I will now come on to ordinary bishop. He's going to be primed grey also. That's really cool. It's a little bit chilly. My mum had snow up where she lives in Honiton. Was it yesterday? Day before? I didn't think we were going to see snow now this time of year, but yeah. I mean, we won't. We'll just get rain. It's curious, really, because in the grand scheme of things, she doesn't live that far away from me, really. Hear the birds singing, it's glorious. It's a glorious day. Thank you, universe. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Thank you for another glorious day. I wake up every day and I think, this is awesome. Count my blessings. Although I do admit, on a work day, I think, I've got a bit of work. I just don't relish the agony I know I'm going to be in at the end of the day. Still, hopefully, not for too much longer. We hope. I really hope so. Yeah, it's going to happen, and then I'm going to be able to talk to you guys about things awesome. I'll tell you what I want. Well, no, you should never. Actually, no, you should never say what you want. Manifest it. It's going to happen. Otherwise, the universe will always see you as a wanting, and you're not resonating on the right frequency. I need to resonate on the right frequency. I know what I'm talking about. I need to resonate on the right frequency and level up, because I want to level up. I want to go to the next level in my life of my working life. What I mean by that is, whatever you do, there's a certain level you're at. I mean, I was content for the longest of times just to do a job, clock in, do my job, finish, clock out, and there's a lot to be said for not taking your work home with you. But in this day and age now, we need to do remote working anyway in a lot of industries. So you kind of are taking work home, but you're not. It doesn't make much sense. What I mean is, a lot of people are already working from home. So in that sense, they're taking work home with them, but they don't have to, at the end of their working day, they don't necessarily have to keep on contemplating everything about it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, after a certain time, with a lot of jobs, responsibility can then end, and you can just get on with your life, whatever it may entail. So there's more of that happening at the moment now, I feel, which is good. If that didn't make any sense whatsoever, then I do apologise. Let's move on. This model is kind of curious. I mean, yeah, you get some bubbles, but nowhere near as many as there was on the other model of him. I suppose I've got to work out what colour overalls I want him wearing. I'll have to look at some pictures of him. If I match colours to pictures, then it'll be a lot easier to do. I'll make sure I get his face good, because yeah, I'm going to contrast skin. His skin can be contrast, yeah. He's a synthetic. I prefer the term artificial person myself. Right. But he's a synthetic, so that. Right, that's good. Enraged Ripley. going to take a fair while to do. Now, I said I wasn't, and I haven't, painted my aliens black. Because I felt that was too kind of boring. But in this instance, my daughter gave me quite a good idea. She said, you paint him black and dry brush some gold on him. Because, well, her, because it's the Queen. And I thought, yeah, I kind of like that. I like that idea. So I'm going to do it. That is what I'm going to do. But I will prime first. Then I will paint the black. And then I will dry brush the gold. Yeah, because we're not looking for any competition standards on a board game piece, are we? And it's going to look good, I think, doing that. I really do. Yeah, so those of you that are following along, you might know then, yes, obviously I'm applying for certain jobs. A certain kind of job. I'm making a sort of pact with myself now. From this point on, I'm only going to apply for jobs that can be done remotely, or have the capacity to be done remotely. That way, being a clinically extremely vulnerable person, if I am told I have to stay home, that's cool because I can still work. And I can work for longer hours because it's not going to physically kill me. I'm not going to be in agony. I'm not going to be like, wait for this day, can't wait for this day to be over, sort of thing. It's going to be more of a case of, a bit tired now. You know, I'll be glad when this day's over. But I won't be in agony for it. That's the difference. That's the difference. And I'm going to make it work. Well, it is going to work. Everything is working out for me. The universe is aligning for me, and I'm truly grateful for that. Oh, I don't know if I've told you already, but my wife and I, we've started our 7-day vegan challenge, which is pretty cool. We're on the day 3 today, day of recording, and we're doing really well. I think we're doing awesome. You think you'd struggle? Yeah. The only thing I kind of crave is the coffee whitener, that we use in our coffee. It's called Coffee Mate, a particular brand that we both enjoy. And that's the only thing, really. I mean, we're on the alternatives, the almond and oat coffee whiteners. They're not the same, but they're okay. I mean, I've been having my last coffee, for instance, out here was black, so I've been having black coffee. But it's to detox our bodies, and it'll be like a 24,000 mile service for our bodies. So it's been a while. It's good, I feel good. I feel fine, and yeah. And then when the week's over, because it's a 7-day challenge, I'm personally planning on just cutting down on the meat and eating a lot more vegetables in my diet. Vegetables are good. Right, so that's Enraged Ripley done. I'm going to leave the bubbles on the base because it looked like acid for blood. Now this model is going to take me a while because I'm going to prime it. Then I'm going to paint it black. Not today, but Now to some people that probably seems crazy. They'd be like, why don't you just dry brush gold onto the black plastic, because it won't adhere. Why? It won't adhere very good, and it'll just chip off, and then I'll be extremely annoyed. So that's why. Not only that, there's black and there's black, you know. It's like there's white and there's white, and there's off-white. Well, there's off-blacks as well, and they have a different hue, and they can look different. And black paint looks extremely different to black primer. Well, slightly more glossy some of them are, but you notice a stark difference when they're side by side. You know, if you've painted a part of a model in black, or if you've just left it with a black primer, it does look different. So in the future, if I need to touch things up and reapply some black, it won't look odd then, because the black, I will know the black I use, which will probably be a Baden black, I would think, or maybe Raven black. I've got a really cool Minotaur paint called Raven black, which is an off black. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, if I touch it up with that, it won't look out of place then, but it would do if I just left it as the black primer, unless I touched it up with the black primer, and then that would be weird, because it just would. Rightio. Yeah, I think it'll look quite good. I think it might be a good suggestion she made. You know, dry brush, even some gold on that. And I might do a combination of like old gold and glorious gold, and I've been doing some more Excel today. I've paused my PowerPoint study at the moment, not because I don't like it. I actually enjoy PowerPoint more than any of them, but for certain reasons I'm doing some more Excel, and I will talk about that at some point as to why. You can probably guess why, but yeah, like I said, I don't want to say too much, because not that I believe in jinxing, but I don't want to. That harsh lesson I learned with Royal Mail, that's kind of stuck with me, you know, and it will always stay with me, I think. Seeing the sheer immensity of what I went through with that. You remember that age when you're young, you think you're invincible? It was sort of like that, but not quite so strong. Didn't think I was invincible, but I did think I was sturdier than I gave myself credit for. The realities of my condition really sat in. Cut a long story short, I collapsed. And my body shut down. It was being... Was that grey? Yeah, more grey needed. Yeah, it's being pushed too hard. It's being pushed way too hard. My body just said, no. No more. That's enough. And yeah, I had to quit. because I couldn't do the roll. It was just, yeah, it's terrible that. So I did the interview, you know, because I used to work there years ago, and it was good. I had a good time. Yeah, still, it's not through lack of trying, eh? I mean, it got me out of Sainsbury's, which I was glad about, but at the same time, it made me quite poorly, which wasn't good. Sainsbury's was killing me as well, though. I mean, a lot of getting down on your hands and knees in that job too. Not quite so much as here, I have to say, but where I am now. Yeah, I badly want to talk about what's going on, but I don't. I'm sure you understand. You know, when I'm able, if I'm able, and I'm sure I will be, I will reveal all. The tail, for the record, the tail on the Alien Queen here, much easier to assemble than the tails on the conventional Alien, like the Alien Warriors or whatever they're called, Scouts, whatever they are. Yeah, it fitted like a glove, and it was a piece of cake. Unlike the other ones, as anybody that's put them together will attest to. I can remember thinking, what are they on about? Oh. Yeah. Well, I've done some video work. I've got all my Ultramarines out. Now that's something, because I'm using it to plan. I'm using these showcases that I'm going to be doing. Well, I would have started doing by the time you see this, where I video my, you know, like my armies in their entirety that I can think of that I've got, and that way it will help me plan where I need to go with it. I was shocked at how poorly painted some of them were. You know, some of them, my old Space Marines. I'm like, what? I was always against repainting armies, but now I'm thinking of doing it. But I'm going to on a lot of them at least, because I know I can paint so much better than that now. Yeah, it's just shocking. Right. Oh, I think we're there with him. And what time have we got? 35 minutes in. Wow, I've got to do the base yet, but I will do that black. Black on black. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it only needs to be done roughly. It's only primer after all. Gonna be painted black after. Not today, but it's going to be painted black. So, yeah. Black is better for metallics. The other bases are only small, so I'm not too bothered about that. Just gonna farm that and go surface primer black. Yeah, and I've got to do Ripley yet. So in the loader. use a bigger brush for this because it's the base. Just because. Might even do Ripley's loader in black actually. In fact, I'm going to. I have decided yeah, there we go. Looking good, sir. Where I work, the manager's got a new. We've got a new manager. I didn't actually know until I went back. I can do this with a bigger brush because it won't bubble up so much. Yeah, I didn't know till I went back that we have a new manager. Actually, I discovered it on when I was looking up, trying to find out. I was looking into the name for spelling purposes of the manager, because when you apply for certain jobs, references and things, you need to put down names. I thought, wow, there you go. Different manager. They tend not to stick around more than a year or so anyway. And there's a lot of what I would call nooks and crannies on this model. Nearly out of it. It's been good though, this black. And it's good doing a completely different colour to the plastic in this instance, so you can easily spot where you've missed. I can see quite easily places I haven't been able to do yet. Rather reminiscent of a dreadnought almost, or those suits, those BattleTech suits things that you can get like Space Marines use, or like in Mech Warriors and that. Base, of course, is going to soak up a lot of primer. Yeah, it got me to thinking when I was applying for jobs and sorting out references and things, about my time at Sainsbury's. Wonder what managers are still there. I might ask my friend who still works there. Well, that's the priming done. I really think that is it. looking off camera at the moment, trying to find all the angles. I'll be back in a moment. Here, look at a white alien queen. White alien queen, what about that? That's another idea. White. White, dry brush black. White, dry brush black, dry brush gold. So I'm still working on that one. Yeah, what about that? I think the mech is primed now. Not the mech, the loader. And I could do that easily because, well, it's not a white alien, is it? It's a very light grey. So we should say that. I could do that because if I'm painting her black anyway, I could try dry brushing it first, see what it looks like. Yeah, that might be an idea. Anyway, my work here is done for this session, so those 5 models are all primed, raring to go for paint now. I like how the alien queen and the mech thing is on same size bases, because obviously the same rules will apply to both of them, being of that similar footprint, so that's going to be good. Anyway, that's my work here done on this episode of On the Bench with Pete. I hope you got loads of stuff done. I'll zoom right out now. Here we are. There I am. I hope you got loads of stuff done and are continuing to hobby along. When you can, please give this video a like if you like it and a dislike if you dislike it. I don't care either way, but I would like, one of the two. So that'll be good. And yeah, let me know what you're working on. I've already done that. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Who knows where this crazy adventure is going to end up and what news I will have in the future. It's not going to be long now, folks. Not long. And there's going to be an explosion of change and awesomeness in all our lives. Trust me on this. See you on the next one. Remember, all brushes they tore, and bye for now. Bye bye.